All right, the Biden campaign has called it a day already as they hunker down to strategize the best response to the thousands of emails and scandalous photos being released from Hunter Biden's laptop. Our White House chief correspondent Chanel Rion has this report.
The Biden-Harris campaign is facing down the barrel to an October surprise of nightmare proportions. The bottom line? A MacBook Pro laptop, along with a hard drive containing thousands of emails, text messages, and pictures and videos of and from Joe Biden's drug addict son, Hunter, prove that Joe Biden not only lied about his son's wheeling and dealing in Ukraine and in China, but was in on the whole scheme himself. Confirming resoundingly the reporting done right here on OAN when last year we traveled to Ukraine to verify shocking parts of this story. Now, this story is back and it has more evidence to back it up. One American News visited with Mayor Rudy Giuliani for a long-form sit-down and was able to look at the contents of the hard drive in question. The latest slew of headlines that you are generating together with Steve Bannon and this gentleman out in Delaware involves a hard drive, and it involves a computer, and it involves Hunter Biden.
We've seen about 5% of it. So what it is it's Hunter Biden's hard drive, what looks like his main computer, probably from about 20 something or other until 2020, beginning of 2020. It contains thousands and thousands of emails and texts, and a couple thousand photographs and videos. We spent some time verifying it.
Can you talk about that verification
Sure.
process?
I mean, there are things in it that only Hunter Biden would know, because I did a big exhaustive investigation of this a year and a half ago, have a lot of confidential sources. And I'll give you an example. There's a meeting, completely illegal, by the way, a meeting with the Deputy Secretary of State, Tony Blinken, in which Hunter Biden is lobbying him on behalf of Burisma.
We talked about this a year ago.
Right, which is a violation of the Foreign Agents Registration Act, for which Paul Manafort went to prison, by the way. There's no record of that in the State Department because they brought him in the back door so that they wouldn't have to make a record of it. And the email and text trail explains the whole thing on that very date that our anonymous source told us the meeting took place.
In addition to verifying dates, another mode of verification is reaching out to email recipients and asking if they received certain emails from Hunter Biden at certain times and dates. Thus far, Giuliani tells me, key emails have been verified this way. Proof even more damning to the Bidens and the Democrats who claim these documents are somehow inauthentic.
Not only that, if you ever looked at the photographs here, you would know it has to be his, because nobody else would keep something like this other than him. The photographs can only be described as disgusting, bordering on possibly perverted.
The Delaware repair shop has since been the subject of scrutiny for its role in coming forward with the laptop and hard drive. The owner had given a copy of the hard drive to the FBI, and then a copy to Giuliani's attorney, Robert Costello. The computer had been legally abandoned, says Giuliani, and this was where the Bidens' woes began. The laptop was dropped off and signed for.
Specifically, there's a signature from Hunter Biden, which basically says that it's abandoned if you don't pick it up in a certain period of time. It had been quite some time since he picked it up.
Past the legally abandoned stage, the repair shop, says Giuliani, decided to take a look at what was inside.
The man never really was interested in the hard drive until he was listening to, I guess, some of the coverage around the impeachment and stuff like that. And he got very angry because he thought that a lot of things that were being said seemed very strange to him. So he looked at it, and when he looked at it, he immediately struck by the fact that it contained, I can't really describe the photos.
Publication of the content of these emails have resulted in mass censorship by big tech giants Twitter and Facebook, who have shut down everyone from White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany for sharing an article about this story, to the Trump campaign and even journalists on the left. Giuliani tells One American News, this is just a fraction of the scandal that is about to be leaked in the days to come. And it will be a fascinating study to watch media and big tech's attempt to cover it up. Chanel Vian, One American News, the White House.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.